Oh, it's Ben.
Hey Ben, how you doing? You got Brett here at ABR.
Hey, Brett. Looks like we got Billy and Teresa and Ben Walker on, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
Who's that,
Are we
Bill?
waiting? I'm sorry?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Teresa, do we have you?
Yep, I'm here.
And Billy?
I'm here.
All right, look at that. And I think Mark's going to be joining from our side as well. Ben, how about you? Is it going to be you and anyone else?
Yeah, it's just Ben and Ben. Two Bens.
Ben and Ben. Nice.
Dumb and Dumber.
All right.
So do you want to get started before Mark arrives, or do you want to wait?
I think we can go ahead and go. He just got here, so he should be jumping on here in a minute.
Okay, so you want to give us the 5-minute or 30-second what the client is looking for?
Yeah, so we got Bill and Teresa here from Dovetail Bats. They're looking to, they're a bat manufacturer, baseball bat manufacturer. They're looking to track the process of the bats through the manufacturing process, basically from the start of a block of wood to the finished product. And we're looking to track that and also do some integration with their WooCommerce, their online website. That's pretty much the 30-second version. Do you guys want the kind of the steps of the manufacturing process?
Hey, before we start, Ben, what is your last name?
Spalding. Spalding and Walker. You have Ben Spalding and Ben Walker.
I thought so. This is Teresa Lancisi. I think you went to University of Maine, Orono?
I did.
Yeah, you dealt with our hosting our website way back when we very first had a website. I knew I recognized CISS Limited. I don't know if you remember the name.
No kidding. No
Yeah.
kidding. So what was the website?
I'm not sure if you did Dovetail Bat or if you did Dovetail Cabinetry or maybe both of them.
Dovetail Cabinetry. Al
Yeah, we
Yakum
did
brought you
Dovetail.
to us,
Yeah.
right?
Low maintenance, low budget, and horrible technology back then.
Right. So are you still, that was in Maine. Where are you now?
Yeah. We're still in Maine. The business we've now started is Dovetail Bats, and we sell to Major League players, and we send bats all over the world now.
It's pretty interesting you say that because there's a local company here, Coopersburg Sports.
Sure.
And they do, they're an MLB registered, I don't know what, I want to say knick-knack provider, but.
Right, yes they are.
And so we've done some work with Coopersburg Sports as well.
Yeah. We're also Major League approved, and our bats, like I said, go to pro players, big league players, minor league players, and players all over the world. So it's kind of neat doing that right from little old, we're, for an hour and a half from Orono.
Okay,
Where exactly are you located?
We're located near Moosehead Lake.
Oh, you are? You're up there, huh?
Yeah, we are.
I just bought a place on Lake West Runset.
Yeah.
What was that?
I just bought a place on Lake West Runset.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're both from Maine.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw the CISS. I remembered the name.
Okay, so let's take this full circle. How did you guys get hooked up with ABR?
Well, Bill Handley is our general manager. He's located out of Phoenix, Arizona, and I believe that's where Brett is.
Right. Right, and Bill knows our Dino Forfante, our president.
Oh.
We just made the world really small from 3 corners of the world.
You know what?
Isn't it amazing?
It scares me how small this world just became.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have Mark on too now.
Yeah, I didn't interrupt as we're talking. So, nice. How you doing?
Hey, Mark.
So Teresa, why don't you give us your view on the 30 seconds of what you're looking for?
At this point, we're looking for a tracking mechanism to track our bats as they go through production, to track from the time the wood goes onto a lathe to be made into a bat, next into the finished department to be finished, and then lastly to be engraved, packaged, and shipped. And we want to be able to track that so that we have a time frame of where the bat is and how soon it's going to ship, because we have players that call us all the time wanting to know, and at this point now we have to run around to all those different departments to figure out where their order is. So that's the first step. The second step is the completed project. When the bat's actually completed, we want to then track it as we send it out to sales reps in different parts of the United States to track their inventory and track the sale of the product.
Okay. So do you want to put a barcode on the bat as when it's like a wood block, and then as it gets laid down, you know, that barcode will stay, you know, you can put it on like the butt or the other end of the bat, so it's always present on the bat?
Well, they actually, they have a, that piece, both ends will end up being cut off. From what I remember, Bill, from the pictures you showed me, we were thinking of maybe having like a traveler or a carrier, some sort of a bin with a barcode on it that goes along with them at each step.
So that would be tracking a lot versus the individual bat, right? That would be tracking a group of bats?
No, that's not necessarily the case. It could be tracking an individual bat.
Okay, so your bin or whatever. Well,
what happens is once you take a billet to the lathe, and once you take it off the lathe, and then you make it into a bat, you're losing both ends of that. So by barcoding either end of the bat at the lathe standpoint, you're not going to be able to do that. So what we do is we have a tag or a traveler tag that would make more sense to have a barcode on that.
okay. Yeah, I mean the billets are pretty generic, right?
Right.
So it's not a unique thing until it comes off of the lathe.
Correct.
Correct.
So your traveler is like a tie wrap that goes around the small end of the bat, maybe, with a barcode on it?
Yep, that's correct. At this point now, it has a computer-generated tag from our website that tells the bat cutting person how long that bat's going to be, how many ounces it needs to weigh at the end, what model it is. It tells our finish guy what colors.
Oh, perfect. So you already have all that information somewhere.
Right.
You have an order entry through. Well, you're getting some orders through WooCommerce apparently, but so what kind of application are you storing that data in today? Just like an order management system of some sort, or?
Right.
The order management system, SQL-based or Access database, or do you know?
It's just through WooCommerce. It's nothing additional to that.
They just notify you via email what to manufacture?
We go into the back side of the WooCommerce, and we have access to all the orders, and then we print out the tags directly. They did some custom programming, I think, to WooCommerce for me for that, the order tag that goes to each bat.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, so we could, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, we just connect up to that database, which is probably a MySQL or something.
Yeah, I haven't looked at their API, but I'm sure they got a web service that you could pull down the same information through.
Right.
I deal with a company that's down in, I think it might be New Jersey, called XY.
You're doing your website?
Right.
Your WordPress website?
Yeah, and programming, some custom programming that we needed to make the website do everything that we wanted.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we can see when those tags get activated, basically, I think we'll have to see, or I guess what we could do is put a scanner at a lathe, and when a tag gets activated, just scan it. And then maybe Ben can go out at that point and retrieve all the information from WooCommerce database and pull it back into Inventory Pro. And then you just start tracking it in Inventory Pro so you ship it out.
You might not even need all that information. All you need is the tag number, though, to track it from station to station.
Right.
I don't know if you,
Yeah, true.
you need I mean, that's really all you need is that unique identifier. And that ties it back to WooCommerce.
Right. But then they're going to want to ship it to the customer and track it, which will end up populating our database with the stuff that's in WooCommerce.
Yeah, at least the customer information for the orders.
Right. And then when we ship them out, we can send out an email with a tracking number.
Right. Actually, right now, I believe my WooCommerce already generates an email with a tracking number, a UPS tracking number.
Do you ship through WooCommerce as well? Do you notify your customer that the item is shipped?
I do.
Yeah.
That's an automatic. I print my labels and generate emails to the customer directly from the initial order.
So how many different process points do you have? You have the lathe, obviously, where it gets created, and then how many more points do you want to scan that barcode?
I'm thinking 3 would be fine. And I'd really like that scan to be an app that our people could just access through their phone.
Yep, well, we got that serial scan on the mobile piece, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do all that. Huh. Small world.
I mean, basically all we'd need to do is set up different locations in the manufacturing facility and just move the tag from location to location. And every time it gets moved, there's an audit record that is created. So you can see it as it travels through your manufacturing facility, basically. When it hit, the lathe, when it hit the, the quality assurance, when it hit finished goods.
Perfect.
And there is a mobile piece that we've developed that basically allows you just to scan that tag number in, I think, and just move it.
Right, right. So in theory, you can give, I mean, I'm not sure a Major League Baseball player is going to want to do this, but you could give them a username and a password, and they can log in and see where their bats are.
They would definitely want to do that.
They can see, they're at the lathe, or they're still, not even they're still like waiting to go to the lathe, or they're in finishing, or they're in inventory waiting to be shipped.
We get dozens of calls a day from players that are asking us for that information, and I have to manually run out 2 or 3 times a day and collect information for our players on where their bat is.
Yeah, you could easily just give them all a username and a password, and they just log in, and they can see the status of their orders. You can do that for all your customers, not just the players.
Sure, that'd be awesome. That's just what we're looking for.
We could even
quick question: would logging in externally by customers consume a user?
We could make an exception.
Okay.
We give customers the ability to, it's a really simple screen. We'll just make that an exception to the concurrent user rule.
When any customer goes in and orders a bat, they provide a user ID and a password with us already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could share that with WooCommerce. And maybe what we could do is get your WooCommerce people to send out a link that links them into Inventory Pro directly.
Right. That was going to be my next question, if you could do that.
So you end up with a unified, username and password. Single sign-on, basically. Seems easy to me.
That
You want to see
definitely
the
sounds
system?
good. Yeah, if we can. Teresa, does that sound good? You guys want to see the system, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Got it, Benny?
Hang on.
You want me to do it? Better if you do it, probably.
I'd like you to do it, but I don't care. We don't have any bats, but we can show you the system.
Better be the last time you don't have bats.
Let's see. I don't have. I don't think you see my screen, do you, Ben? I'm not. I don't think I'm the presenter.
I can.
No, we can't see it.
I'm recording this, by the way, and I'll stick this up on YouTube so you guys can re-watch it at your convenience if there's something you want to rehear or re-see.
Super.
Oh, I can't type. It's been a long day. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the initial login screen. Normally when you log in, you go directly to the item master list, which is all the parts in the system. So basically you create a part, and that part can contain multiple inventory entries for each part. So you'll see if you travel to the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see we have this in stock column. This is the parent item, okay? So we actually have 100 units of this item in stock. So, you know, you might have one inventory item called bat. I don't know how you want to break this out, to be honest with you. And within that, you would drill into it, and you would see all the different serialized bats, or all the tag information here, and where it's located in the warehouse or the manufacturing facility. So this is a real-time interface into your inventory. Okay, so maybe a good way to represent it is, let's look at the manufacturing warehouse and see if we have what we have in there.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
I'm thinking, for us, we don't have inventory. All our bats are custom made.
Right.
But the information we need to know is how many bats we have on order by model number.
Okay. How many different models do you have?
Around 70.
Okay.
70 or more. It could be closer to 100.
Okay.
But each one of those models has probably 8 or 10 different lengths that it can be made in, and then another 5 different weight options, and then we also have painting options. So the options are, there's a lot of options that go with them.
Right.
So initially we would need to know how many bats we have on order and which wood that they're going to require to make. So it's more the raw wood that we would need to show in inventory or the bat model.
So do you have a SKU now for every of those? It sounded like by the time you do the math, there's like 3,000 or 4,000 different part numbers.
Well, this is what I wrote down. When someone places an order on our website, they first get to choose 3 different wood types of each of those 100 different bat models. Then they get to choose 7 different lengths, 15 different weights, 4 different finishes, 23 different barrel colors, 23 different handle colors, and 11 different logo colors.
Ooh, that's a big number.
Yeah, so that's, the barcode would need to represent each of those things possibly, but the inventory would just need to be bat models and wood, which we call billet weights necessary for those bat models.
I'm not sure how you got any ideas how would break that down, Benny? I mean,
I'd like to see their WooCommerce.
I'd like to see one of those tags.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I can easily email you over one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if you just take a picture of it with your cell phone even. And then, I mean, dare I say, could we flip the screen around and could you show us, or could you email us what you're getting out of WooCommerce today? We're going to want to see that somehow. I mean, we could schedule another call.
No, I could email it to you quickly. I have it scanned on my computer. That help?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I said that. Let's see how quickly I can find it and get it over to you. I take it I'm seeing your computer, but that it doesn't work in the reverse, right?
Oh, it does
No, we
work
can
in
flip
the
it.
reverse.
Yeah.
Well, I've got it right here. I can send it right over to you. What's an should I email it or?
Just send it
sure.
to support.
Yeah, support@cissltd.com.
Oh yeah, I already have you from previous years of dealing with you.
Small world.
All right, let me send it right over to you. Okay, it's coming to you. So what I sent you is a sheet that we print out, and then we cut it into individual tags for each bat.
Got it. So you can do this on like Avery Forms or whatever?
Exactly.
No barcode on this, huh?
No. That's what we're looking for, is a barcode system to correspond with this.
I wonder, is there, I hate to reprint stuff. Is there any way we can get them to generate the barcode?
That's what I was wondering. It's
a little hard to read. Order 1
Yeah, well, you have an order number.
174.
that sheet is an order number
1
with it's got 5 items that have been ordered on that one order. So that's part of what we need in this barcode is each bat to be related to that order.
You also have a hat on there, right?
Right. Yep. Very often they'll order hats or they'll order shirts in addition to bats.
Well, I'll have to go back to your website. You guys have morphed into...
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit big.
It's good to hear of a U.S. manufacturing business, and especially one in Maine.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
It is really. I mean, we come from the paper industry, and all we hear about are closings.
Yeah, exactly. In Maine, there's been a lot of that too. We actually had 70% of the runs scored last year in the World Series were done with bats made right here in our manufacturing.
Cool. So how many of the MLB players are you guys handling?
Each year it's different. Big league guys aren't always brand loyal, you know, because when they go into a slump, it's never their fault. It's usually the bat's fault. So,
Hey, be careful, Teresa. Come on now.
I'm just telling you what.
Right.
I mean, Louisville Slugger and Villeroy and Bach, or is it, what is it? No, that's a China. There's another one.
Well, Louisville Sluggers lost all their market share to Marucci. So right now, your biggest bat maker in professional baseball is Marucci.
Huh. And Mizuno makes some too, right?
Yeah, but Mizuno is a very, very small player at the pro game.
Huh.
They're more retail, big box.
Well, here's another option, is we could pre-print a whole bunch of peel and stick labels, and we could just peel and stick barcodes onto these. It's kind of a waste though, because you already got this printed.
Right, that's what we're thinking. From an efficiency standpoint, it just makes sense to add a barcode to these tags.
Yeah, I can't imagine why they couldn't just drop like a barcode right below the engraving, you know, just a lineal barcode that you could just scan and read it, uniquely
All these
identify
labels
it.
are different. Yeah, all these labels are different, Benny. Like one says expedite,
Yeah,
one
that's
says
what I was
engraving.
That's what I was trying to tell you. All those are options that the customer gets to choose at the start. The wood type, they get to choose 3 woods, maple, birch, or ash. Size, they have 7 lengths they can choose. The weight, they can choose, I think it's upwards to 15 different drop weights on the bat. So each one of those has a large amount of attributes that they can choose.
So engraving is, like the first one on this page has no engraving for some reason.
Sometimes they choose to have their name added to it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, DTB is just his initials or something.
No, this actually was a test tag that we did as we were developing the website and then going in and checking to be sure the products worked. So we just stuck anything in engraving to be sure it was going to show up on the tag.
I wonder if you have enough room on the bottom of that, Benny. It's pretty tiny.
It's pretty tiny.
Well, I mean, all you need to do is uniquely identify each one of these blocks, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could use an alphanumeric and put it to the right, maybe?
That would be the best option, I would think.
Mark, is this something a bartender commander could generate a barcode after all these options are selected?
You mean when they generate the label? It's
yeah, once they pick all these drop downs.
I think that this particular thing is generated by WooCommerce.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So could there be some integration done with that and like a bartender commander or something?
No, I think it will be more like a WooCommerce thing in which it adds the field to make a unique identifier.
Okay.
For each one, and then you can pass it to bartender if you want to, but I don't think bartender will be able to generate that.
Yeah, here's
I don't know why they couldn't generate it at the source.
Yeah,
but
that would be better.
But I mean, maybe we take over printing this label. That would be the other option.
Too.
You know, they just feed us the information and we spit out this Avery form, but
yeah,
there's nothing special about this form, right? It's just basically an order, right?
Correct. The only thing special about it is that it has all the information necessary to manufacture the bat, and it needs to be the appropriate size, approximately a 2x4 inch, because then we attach it to a rigid tag that has a elastic band on it that we wrap around the end of the bat, and it travels through manufacturing with it.
Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I see like an 8.5 by 11 sheet that's capable of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 maybe.
I think it actually has 10 on it. If you see the one I sent you, if you see it also has some hand-drawn lines in the background, and that's because that's the actual size of the Avery label that they were working on at that point to expand the size of the tag to fit on the Avery labels better.
Okay, so can I make another suggestion?
Sure.
If you switch this over to a roll format, you're going to save probably in the first month enough labels, because you're going to waste labels with this, like abandoned.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Yeah, it might be better
because
roll format allows you to print one at a time.
Right, and have no waste.
That's a really good idea.
So I would suggest that we switch this over to a roll, and if they can pass us all this information, Ben can easily reprint these on a Zebra printer for you with the barcode. That would be my suggestion. Get rid of these Avery forms.
Right. Actually, to be honest with you, they've been having trouble with the sizing. As you can see on this page, we weren't able to get everything into the Avery label that I wanted, and I don't think that's been resolved yet. At this point, we're just printing them out on paper and we're hand stapling them to the tag instead of sticking them.
Yeah. I would abandon that like right now. Stop wasting your time.
Good idea.
And they can pass us the order information, and we'll spit it out on a Zebra with a unique serial number on each label, and then you'll be good to go. No more cutting. Just peel and stick onto the tag, and done.
That sounds great.
We need to get your contact information for the folks that you deal with, so we can speak to them.
In New Jersey, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And take a look and find out what the options are for pulling this data. I know, we've done a WooCommerce export for another customer, but he's uploading the information, whereas we'll be pulling it. I would imagine they have a simple interface. I can't remember if Zach looked at it or not.
Yeah, we did. It's WooCommerce is huge. They have APIs all over the place.
Right.
So we just need to get them to tell us the field definitions, and we should be good. Okay, so we've already started to re-engineer your process a little bit, but
yeah, I see that.
It'll save you a ton of effort and a ton of money to switch to a roll printer. Be so much simpler. So much simpler. So Benny, you want to keep going?
Well, I'm just trying to work through the work order process. I mean, you're just going to have basically raw materials going in, but each finished good will have to have a unique identifier in order to create it. Not quite sure how we set that up. You have an assembly, I guess, for all the different models. You could have open work orders for all the different models and then basically generate finished goods through that. See, we have work orders, and basically work orders allow you to create assemblies, and the sample that we normally show is one that is based upon an iPod. So, you have like, in your case, you would have this finished good, which would be a bat, and you'd have one line of raw material, I guess, representing the wood that goes into making the bat. And you would say how many units you're going to assemble.
Yeah, you'd also have the finish and all of these other attributes.
Right.
Color and style.
So you have more inventory than you think you do. At least, there'll be more inventory that we'll need to account for in order to use it and create finished goods properly.
Right. In inventory, like each bat doesn't just require a piece of wood in its wood species. It also requires a specific weight. Like each model, one model may require a 95-ounce billet. Another one may require a 102.7-ounce billet.
Right. So there you're talking about bill of materials where you actually define what goes into the particular item.
Right. So it would be awesome for us if we were able to look at all of the orders we have in-house, and each bat model, like I said, requires a specific range, like within 10 ounces. If we were able to look at that and say, well, we've got 10,000 bats on order, and 20% of them require 95-ounce billets. 40% of them require 100-ounce billets, something to that effect.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can tell you exactly how many billets you need of each one. Sure.
I mean, the item master list does tie back to orders. You can see what you have on order here. You can also see if there are work orders out there, what's committed.
Yep.
This is committed. This is stock that's committed to a work order.
So that's exactly what we need, only more specifically, not just what's committed, but the specific billet weight that's committed.
Yeah. All the raw materials that go to make it up.
Right. That would be awesome.
Right. Well, that's all basically on the bill of materials. Plus, I mean, once it's in the database, it's very easy to create reports and links or whatever you need in order to pull that information out of there if it's not, readily
Yeah, you can have
apparent in this
filters as
demo.
well, so you can filter down to it.
Right. Right. You can filter down to it. It's kind of hard to morph iPods into bats, at least for me.
Yeah. Can I make a suggestion that if you can get us, we can sign non-disclosures or whatever you want, but if you can get us the contact in New Jersey and they can get us some data, we can probably stage, a demo system with your data relatively. I don't know how hard it'll be. I don't think too bad.
All we need is really one model to demo.
Right. And then
So what information would you need on one model?
Everything that goes into it, really, in order to be thorough. The raw materials.
It's really on this label. The wood type, the size, the weight, the finish, the color. It would be nice to get an order through WooCommerce to see what it looks like. Even for the hat, because there's some fields we're going to, although you don't build hats. Do you outsource the hats? You're not drop ship those?
We outsource the hats, but we outsource them. We have them in inventory here.
Oh, okay.
Really, everything's on the label. The only thing that wouldn't be there would be the billet weight, billet being the raw wood before it's turned into a bat. The only thing that's not on there is the billet weight required to make that model.
And WooCommerce probably doesn't even know that, right? Because
they don't know that. No, that would be something I'd need to get for you here. So, for example, the first item, the 174 is the model name, and I'd need to provide you with what billet weight ash would be required to make that.
So let me ask you this: What are you guys using? QuickBooks or Peachtree, or what are you using for an accounting system?
QuickBooks.
We have an interface to QuickBooks. Do you have all your items in QuickBooks now?
I don't. I do not use the inventory side. I simply use it for my checkbook accounting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You saying that that's something that I could interface with QuickBooks?
Yeah,
we send sales orders. Yeah,
right.
Sales orders over to QuickBooks.
So you can do all your payables and receivables.
Yeah, we work on a cash basis, so I don't usually use that aspect of it.
How do you pay your do you do purchase orders to your suppliers through QuickBooks?
I don't. We don't do purchase orders.
So you just pay
on an invoice.
Yeah, okay. You just enter a bill and pay the bill. That's how I do it in our QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the future, if you want, you can do purchase orders in Inventory Pro, and they'll show up in your QuickBooks, and you won't have to enter. You won't have to enter the bill or anything. You could actually send the purchase order right over to your suppliers via email. And the good thing about that is then Inventory Pro knows when you get an order in if it's going to kill your inventory level on your raw materials.
Gotcha.
When you need to reorder stuff, Inventory Pro can set triggers.
Well, I don't think that's available to us at the stage that we're at now. It would have been prior, but at this point now, the way we get our raw materials, we also have a lumber yard. We buy logs from log yards. We split them and then we send them, then we dry them in a kiln and then they're provided. So
Right.
we would have to enter that information. We don't buy them we don't buy them the way they need to be made into a bat. We'd have to do inventory when they come out of the kiln. At that point, we weigh them and inventory them into our humidor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but even that, you could direct receive them in.
Yep.
And but your other materials like varnishes and paints and stuff like that, you can set reorder points, so that when you get below, I don't know, you probably buy them in 5 or 50-gallon drums.
Right.
When you get down to your last drum, it'll say, order 5 more of these drums.
Yep.
So you're never running out.
Yeah, that would be
Or don't have too much.
Say that again?
See, or don't have too much. Usually sometimes, that you reorder too much, and so you can set
Right.
up min and max. So
Right.
that way
And
you always
economic
have
order
the right
form.
amount of.
Right. Right. So I guess my suggestion would be to stop right about now and let us set up a little bit better demo system for you, and then let us walk you through it.
Okay.
We probably, if you have our emails, we have yours, I'm sure. I still have my Dovetail folder.
Right.
So, and actually you just sent me an email. So,
yeah, we have our email right now.
Yeah, send us a little bit of data, don't you think, Ben? And then even a picture or two of the bats, because we can store pictures of the bats. We can actually, you must have pictures on your WooCommerce, I think.
Yep.
You can go on the website.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, what's the URL for the website?
Dovetailbat.com.
That's easy.
Yeah, you might not have to give us anything. We can pull it all off of that.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling you're going to be able to pull off just about everything you need off the website.
Right.
There you go.
Because it's going to be the same information that's with WooCommerce.
Right. So how long have you been doing bats? How'd you get into this?
Actually, we've been doing bats probably since about 2005, and we got into it because our youngest son was trying to play professional ball, and our goal was to be able to be sure we were MLB certified so that we could make him bats.
Cool.
And my husband's a big baseball guy, so it was kind of allowing him to stay in the game.
That's cool. I have to be
So
honest,
these
Coopersburg. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
No, go ahead. So I was just going to say, so these models are basically, they can all be different, though. They can all, you have a 174, but it could be a different length, weight.
Right. If you click onto the next screen, it shows you all the options available to it. So if you go to, just click any one of those bats.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
right there.
pretty fancy printing on the bats.
Yeah, that one is actually a graphic wrap that we offer on bats. So see all those wood type size,
Yep.
Each of those drop downs gives you the numbers I was talking about, how many options are available. So you can choose a wood. Out of those 3 options, you can choose a length. And then you get to choose how much the bat's going to weigh as a finished product. We have either gloss or matte handles.
What are the negative numbers?
A negative number means most bats are what they call a -3 or a drop 3. So if the bat is 33 inches long, it's going to weigh 30 ounces if it's a drop 3. A +3 would mean a 33-ounce bat would weigh 36 ounces.
So
okay.
So neutral is 33.
Right, a 33 length, 33 ounce.
Would be even.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. Looks like we're going to know everything we wanted to know about baseball bats.
And then some, probably.
What about custom bats? I mean, what if they don't, what if you don't, they want something different? I'm sure you address that, don't you?
Well, we do custom bats all the time. We have pro players that'll send us their bat, and we actually have a scanner on our CNC machine. It'll scan that bat into our CNC machine, and we can either make that exact bat for the player if we don't offer it as a model, or he might give us a bat and say, I really like this one, but could you make the knob just a little bit thicker, or could you make the barrel just a little bit bigger? And we can actually adjust it and send him back a bat to his specifications.
So that doesn't go through this WooCommerce though, right?
No, at that point he would just place an order, and then it would be, you know, like he may order a 243 with custom notes at the end that would tell us what to do to it. Or he would send us a model. He'd send us the bat, like I said, that we were going to scan in, and then we would make a model from it. You know, if his name was Ben Walker, we might call it the BW 2400, and then we would add that to our website. When we add bats, custom bats like that to our website, they actually hover in the background, and they're not available for retail purchase, but they're available for that player to go in the background and order it.
Right, right. Cool.
So this is the WooCommerce site right here?
It is.
Do you log into it? Do you have a, like, can you see when you log in, do you have access to the back end store?
I do. Yep, I do all the...
Can we just flip this around? Maybe you can log in and maybe we can see something that will enable us to pull information out of it.
I have a what's with that var www HTML content themes cache? What's with that?
I was wondering what that is
too. That's a
like
PHP script
on the website.
Yeah,
no, it's a PHP script. I don't know why it's there, but it's the link. You go back, click on another one. So this one I clicked on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a different number. It's just it's a link into the database that I think builds the attributes. Probably.
Go to a different model and see if that's just unique to this model or.
Yeah. 27. Let me go back here.
I thought that was something you had done.
Oh. I'm good, but I'm not that good. No, same 127.
What are you calling that?
I'm looking at the link. It's just basically, you know, it's WP content, WordPress content themes.
Yeah.
So there's something going on because a PHP is an interactive script. There's something going on behind the scenes that's building this page. What it is, I couldn't tell you. I'm not a PHP guy, but Zach certainly could probably dig into this pretty easily. Now, I was just thinking if we could flip this around, Teresa, and make you the presenter, and you just show your screen and log in, maybe we can see something in the store that will help.
Okay, hold on just a second. So what do I do? Show my screen.
Show your screen. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Oh, you are Maine, aren't you? Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Balloons.
Oh, yeah. That was actually out on the lake this summer. Can you see the WooCommerce screen now or not?
You have two screens?
Yeah, there you go. Drag it over.
There we go. Sorry, I was on split screen. Give me just a second.
Products.
Oh yeah, you're right in WordPress. Okay.
Oops. Are you doing that?
Yeah, you should be able to dump that out to Excel almost. Wow.
That's products. What about the, what did I see? I thought I saw something that, add-ins. I thought I saw a thing for add-ins or plugins.
Yep. Those are different WooCommerce additions that you can add to it. You know,
Right.
like we need I think they needed a plug-in to be able to run UPS in conjunction with your orders. They have different plugins you can buy from WooCommerce.
Right.
What's under tools?
I don't know. I haven't used that.
Export. There you go.
Export. Right there. Products.
Orders, refunds. Oh, you're using a Mac.
Yes, I am. Okay, where did it go?
There it is, yeah. Dovetail Bats WordPress right there.
Hmm.
I don't know why you get the iOS SDK license up in front. Probably because it's XML, it's installing something in the background.
Yeah.
If you got an XML, we should be able to suck that right in.
Right. Right.
I thought it was just going to be like a Excel folder.
No, I think it's an XML download. Yes, there it is in the background. Yep, Dovetail Bats.
Does that mean a lot to you?
Yeah, there's a hooded
This is supposed to
sweatshirt.
be my.
Yeah.
Can you
Why don't
send
you
us
send
that file?
Send that
Yeah.
to support as well, so we can take a look at it. But
We're going to want your orders too.
usually it gives you an option, yeah, to, whether or not you want it in a, but this doesn't appear to.
Orders, customers? Is there a customers? Maybe they don't keep it. Maybe they just have a customers in orders.
Yeah, I don't see.
Coopersburg Sports down here, they have the Amish make all their blanks. They call them blanks down here. They get them in big.
Yeah, same thing.
They get them in huge. What do they call those big boxes?
Pallets.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're big boxes on a pallet. I forget the name though. There's a name for it.
So yeah, I think you can actually see YouTube videos of those Amish people in their log manufacturing facility. They use a saw to do theirs. We do ours in a split billet mill, which follows the natural grain of the wood and makes the billet stronger.
Oh, cool. What was that
I think
movie
I
with
think
Robert
my.
Redford?
So this is what they gave me when I asked for orders. This doesn't mean anything to me.
No, it's in there. It's buried in there.
Yeah. Can you send us that?
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to send you that.
Just those 2 files, yeah.
So they're in my download, but I don't know where they're saved.
They're under your user profile. If you open Finder,
One Mac person speaking to another one.
Yeah, really. If I open my Finder and do what?
just go to, you should have your name there, and then just underneath your name you should see a downloads folder.
Oh, you're doing this on the other screen. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Sorry, my little screen looked like it was. So, for example, here.
It's too bad there's no email link right there.
Yeah. I thought I could just click on it and do File, Save, and then. But when I do save, I don't know where it's saving it.
Well, it's in your downloads folder.
It's like. So how do I get it to email from there?
Well, you'd have to launch your email and then attach the files.
Am I sending this to CISS?
Yep.
Yeah, support.
There you go.
Yeah, see downloads on the left, right there.
I got
And then
it.
just find the
Now,
2 XML files.
XML files.
Can you sort it by date or something? I see your signature. You're still doing the kitchen showroom stuff, huh?
Actually, we just sold our kitchen showroom business this summer, so I do work for the new owner in my spare time.
Can you, is there a way to flip that sort so you don't have to, looks like there's a pull down there.
I'm not sure how to do it.
You
You're
see
asking me.
See the most recent files you did?
Yeah.
Sorted by date.
How do you do that? Where would I flip that sort?
Is it right to the left of downloads with that little arrow? Not sure, Ben. Is there a way to do it?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't do a lot of working. It's one of those icons. I mean, that's why I said if you go to...
Well, she's in downloads now.
All right.
If I go to where?
She's up to the left
in
of
tags.
Oh, yeah, yeah, click on downloads. Now, up to the, there's a little camera up there with downloads, or not a camera, a blue folder. Yeah, right there. What is that?
No.
What is that link to the...
This one here?
Or that? No, to the left
No.
of it, there's yeah, right there.
Date created.
Yeah, there you go.
So would it be one of
Today,
download?
I don't see it.
Where'd it go? Yeah, these are old. Oh, yeah, there you go. The top 2 there. Hold on. See the top 2? There you go. And then the one right below it. Notice how big those were.
They weren't that big. I don't know if we'll exchange strip those off or...
Oh, maybe.
Oh, there they are. It came through. Yeah, we got them.
Okay.
Just taking a quick look. Yeah, this is good.
There goes the second one.
You know, maybe what we do with the label is, if you don't mind, we might move a couple of those fields so there's more than one field on a row, so it makes more room at the bottom, and then put the barcode. I don't know.
Any possibility you can have the barcode print vertically on the right side? Because the last thing we need is that tag to be more congested. It actually, what we're looking for them to do is make that font bigger and have the tag take up the better part of a 2x4 label or sticker.
Okay, okay.
Because it's kind of, right now it's very small. The font is too small and the area that it takes up is too small. When they go out into manufacturing, it needs to be bigger for them to quickly identify.
Well, can I make another suggestion? Is there any way you could abbreviate those field labels?
Sure. I think they took it directly from the order, so that was probably a simplified way to do it.
Yeah, if we abbreviate it, you know.
I'm sorry, any thought on a larger label? Maybe a 4x3?
As long as we could, currently we just, yeah, I bet that's possible.
Does it
On a
fit
roll
on the,
printer, we can do pretty much any size.
yeah, does it fit on the, how big is your tag?
Well, that's the thing. My tags right now are 2x4, but I buy them from Uline, and I bet they make a larger tag that I could purchase.
Okay. So either we kind of abbreviate things and make them bigger, or move into a bigger tag. You know, the tag's going to cost you a little bit more. The label's going to cost you a little bit more. Or we just get more efficient with what we put on the tag.
Right. Either one's fine.
Do you send the bats out with these tags, or can you reuse the tags?
We send the bats out with the tags.
Because at the end, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that way when the customer gets it, if there is an error, we know if it was a human error or if they entered the order in incorrectly.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because you could cut them off and reuse them.
That's a possibility.
You know, just use tie wraps, and then all you're really, wasting are tie wraps every time.
Right. That's a good idea.
But then you'd lose your, I mean, you could send a packing slip along with the order.
Exactly. That's very easy to just adjust our system.
You know, and then, I don't know how many bats you keep, probably quite a few. And if you're, I don't know, it's going to save you a fair amount of money, I would think, to not have to buy these from Uline all the time. You could just keep putting labels on until they get so thick, and then peel them off, and then just keep adding 20, 30 labels to a tag, and then peel them all off.
Actually, right now what we do is we print them out on 8.5 by 11, just paper, not labels, and we cut them and staple them on the tags. So I don't know why we hadn't thought earlier. We reuse the tags. Never thought of that.
You're gonna
We
save
also
a lot
have
of.
removable labels, so that's another option if you want to test that out. The removable label is kind of like a post-it. It's got the adhesive like a post-it note, so you can put the label on there, stays on there, and when you need to remove it, you just peel it off very
Ah,
easily without having to scrape it off. Yeah.
As long as they stay on.
right.
Yeah,
Good,
removable labels
yeah.
stay on pretty well. Yeah. So they're just easier to remove than a regular label that is permanent. Because permanent label, you have to scrape it off literally. A removable peels off much easier.
Sure.
I use a lot of those for cabinets. When you buy cabinets, stuff like that, they use removable labels because so you don't want to scrape off your cabinet. You can just peel them off, and they stay on there through the whole process until you need to remove it, which is the user.
Cool.
That might work for you guys.
Right. So, I don't know, you already have these 2x4 tags. Maybe we should try to make them work. And then, you know, as a last resort, if you decide to go up in size.
That's an option. Yep.
Right. So why don't you let us try to make these work first?
Well, okay. Before we go too far, because you know I am already working with the company that established my website with these tags, so I don't want you to get too involved in here till I have an idea what the big picture is going to be and what kind of money we're talking about.
How many? You're not going to have very many users, right? It's just going to be a couple of you in the. How many?
What do you mean by users?
Well, how many people in your manufacturing facility do you anticipate using? I guess one at each process step. Huh?
Right. So 3 stages.
And then 1 or 2 people in the office?
Right.
So I guess I shouldn't answer. I should let American Barcode answer. You're really buying the system from them. So this is where
That
I'm
sounds like
supposed
5
to zip.
users is just about what you
Yeah.
need.
Right,
I mean, it's a good startup. We can always add more later if you need to, but I don't think you should get more than what you currently need. And that shouldn't be 5 users is not an expensive implementation.
To give you a sense, Teresa, the retail on 5 users, if it's cloud-based, if we host it for you, is $400 a month, and if you buy it, it's $5,000.
So $400 a month or $5,000. What are we purchasing?
You get the software and you host it on your own server, and there is a 20% per year annual maintenance fee that goes with it. So you'd pay $1,000 a year in support after the $5,000 to buy the software. So purchasing, you know, with a pencil, you can say it's less expensive, but then you have to kind of factor in, you know, you don't need any IT, you don't need backups, you don't need SQL, you don't need, there's lots of things that as a cloud solution we do in the background that you don't have to do.
So $400 a month with a cloud-based system.
Right.
Is what is that?
That gets you all your local your 5 local users, and then all of your customers and suppliers, for that matter, access, like we talked. So basically everything you need. The only thing that would be in addition to that is the customization we need to make that Ben's going to have to estimate.
And that is on the label.
Yeah, and the sync to WooCommerce, that type of thing.
So what you're selling me is an inventory system.
Correct.
That comes with a barcode.
Right. We have all the barcoding built in. We just need to customize it, you know, the labels to look like you want them to look.
Okay.
If you flip it back, then you could just pop up a label quick. Did Ben go eat dinner? Oh, no, he's still.
No, I'm about ready to, though.
Yeah, pretty soon you're going to start hearing my stomach growling, guys.
Been
Hey,
I've been
West
sitting in
Coast
this
guys-
chair since 7 o'clock this morning. I think I'm just about had it.
Us West Coast guys would have got up early for you.
Yeah, it's getting past my supper time, and I didn't get any lunch, so.
This will just take
You
a
have to
sec.
close 5? Yes.
This is also
We don't
Maine,
want
right?
we don't want
Yeah.
you getting hangry, Teresa.
No, yeah, that's not pretty when a woman's hungry.
So we then should probably schedule a future demo for them, Ben. Is that a good idea? With the data
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
that you got?
The end of next week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I think Teresa, you might be out
gotta
for a
get,
couple of weeks.
I gotta
right?
get this stuff off my plate, Benny, first. I've got some stuff.
Yeah,
I
we're,
gotta-
we're pretty busy right now.
And actually, we're going to be traveling. Major League Baseball has a big winter meetings next week, so we're going to be gone all next week for that.
Where is it? Down in Florida?
It's actually in Maryland this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's
it's
usually a lot of
national-
news that comes out of those, yeah.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
See how Ben just clicked on that item ID and it threw up the label?
Oh, yeah.
So
We're trying to
basically
figure out how to add that to our production deck.
right. Ben's just going to change it so that, all the stuff is on the left and then the barcode is rotated like you asked
Yep.
on the right hand end. So it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Teresa, that makes my heart fill with joy looking at that.
I know, huh? I knew you would.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Okay. You beat the horse enough, I think.
When you said the $400 a month plus 20% maintenance fee.
Oh, on the $400 a month, there's no annual maintenance. That includes
Yeah,
maintenance.
that's the total amount.
Okay. So $400 a month gets me an inventory system with the 5 local users. It's going to get my customers access to find out where their bats are, and you're going to produce the inventory SKU or barcode.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so you're going to have to buy from American Barcode a Zebra printer and maybe some Bluetooth scanners, which is not a real big deal either. And Ben Walker's going to have to come up with, a ballpark on what the customization is going to be.
So a Zebra printer and a Bluetooth scanner versus an app on a phone.
Well, no, you're still using the app on the phone. You're just scanning the barcodes with a scanner.
At each station or initially?
Well, at each station, if you have a PC, we can actually use like a USB tethered scanner, which is less expensive and simpler than the Bluetooth scanner. So do you have PCs out on the floor at all now?
I don't. We have them at maybe two of the 4 stations.
Yeah,
But didn't Zach got the scanner to work, right, with the camera? Mobile?
Yeah, it's just a little bit slow, but I mean,
Oh, it is?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to use it in a warehouse.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
different. You can use the camera to scan a barcode, but it is not a fast, efficient process. So that's
Yeah,
why
you gotta
a Bluetooth scanner is much faster because it was designed to scan barcodes. It's going to be a quick scan. Rather than trying to aim the camera to try to figure out the right angle. And
Yeah, you got to zoom in and out to get it to register. Yeah, Teresa, I think you're really going to want the Bluetooth scanners. Depending on what you buy, you can get them for like $200 to $1,000. But the $200 ones aren't so bad. So
we have them sub 200. Yep.
And then you need them at each station?
In any place you need to scan the barcode essentially. So
Right.
each update, yes.
Okay.
Or you can share them if you need to, but it's better to have their own so they don't have to fight over them.
Right.
they can use their own smartphone, or you can get like iPods or Samsung Galaxy smartphones.
All of our people have iPhones, so
Yeah, then you can just use those.
Okay. Without the scanner or in addition to the scanner?
In addition to the scanner. You
Okay.
get scanners to pair up with your phones. And then they can either click to the back, like, like Velcro to the back.
Yep.
Or you can just carry them in your hand.
Okay.
I think they even make ring ones too, so you can have them like on your wrist or on your finger.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, ring scanners.
So lots of options.
Okay. Well, I think you guys probably have enough information to at least come back with a quote or a presentation that's more geared towards us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that our plan in a couple weeks?
Yes. Yeah, if we can get everyone together back in 2 weeks, I think we can keep it moving forward if everyone's available.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get on the schedule now, Brett, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
What do we think? The 7th, December 7th?
No, we'll be out of town until the 12th, so it'd have to be the week
Oh,
of
the 12th. Okay. Let's do the 14th if everyone can do that.
That would work for me.
Teresa, any specific time for you? Or half of us are on West Coast time, half of us on East Coast?
Late afternoon is always best for me, 4 or 5, because I have a retail store, so that way it's pretty quiet in the store that time of day.
As long
Okay.
as you promise to have lunch.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Wow.
Okay, I will I'll send out the invite. How's that sound?
Good.
I'll get everyone on there.
Perfect.
Ben and Ben.
It's good.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Okay, perfect.
Works for me.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
I know.
See you.
Thank you. See you guys.
Thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Good seeing you, Ben. Talking to you.